Best technique on the internet for crispy pork belly. We're going to do something that everyone else is not teaching you, and that's what's going to make this amazing. So the pork belly comes from the under portion of the pig. If you'd ever get a whole entire pig, the belly portion is never connected because it's the prized part. They take it off and they sell it for more. So we want to make sure that the skin is tough. There are some breeds of pig that are not suitable for crispy pork belly. So now we need to put holes into the skin. This is going to allow it to poof up. This is where the crispiness is going to come. This is the ideal tool right there that has very sharp, singular holes. So you're going to about 100 or so holes. You don't want to go crazy. Do not pierce the skin and go into the meat, or else it's not going to poof up. If this is your all's first time visiting us, please subscribe and hit the bell. And hit the like button if you happen to like this content. It helps the algorithm know the kind of stuff you want to see. So here's the first treatment. This is along the lines of Chinese pork belly. We're going to paint on some rice wine vinegar or your favorite type of vinegar and just a little bit of salt. We're going to start pulling the moisture out of the skin. That is what the techniques, everything today is about, is pulling moisture out of the skin so it'll actually poof up. 2 hours in the refrigerator, very important. Here we're going to go on to step number 2. This is where we get into something very cool. This is something that nobody's talking about. So that's 2 cups of salt. Those are 2 egg whites. Okay, we're going to create a salt cast. That's Shoshing cooking wine and apple cider vinegar. So we're going to be able to flavor our meat while it cooks. Apple and pork, very classic pairings. We want to dry it off, get the existing salt. Well, the salt's not so important. We're drying it there. So we're going to take our salt paste, and you don't want to put it on the meat side. That would be the bottom side. That's why we're not putting it underneath the pork belly. And then we're going to add our salt cast around. This is going to really get the skin cooking. This is going to start the whole entire process. You can call this par cooking. And we're going to go for 1 hour at 325. And once it comes out, it's a salt cast. It's been completely locked in there. All the delicious pork flavor is still there. We haven't cooked it out. And you're going to notice how the skin doesn't look the same. You can see that it's starting to render, which is what we want. We want the moisture and the fat to come out so it gets light, crispy, and poofy. That's what the original looked like. You can see the skin looks nothing like it does now. So we're really making some progress here. So 1 hour, and then you want to finish another broil. So bring your rack up closer. That might be a little too close there. It's going to depend on your oven. And do not walk away from it. You must keep an eye on it. It's actually quite fun to watch it puff up in real time. And we end up with perfectly bite-through skin. It doesn't stick in your teeth. None of that. It's going to be light, airy, and super crispy. So let's cut into it and really see how well we did here. I like using a serrated blade. It just seems to cut through that once tough skin that's now crispy and perfect. You share this with a friend that's never had it before, they're going to feel like you just really gave them a culinary experience, because it's like, who doesn't like bacon? Then who doesn't like crispiness? So you get moist, delicious pork, and then you get crispiness. It's just incredible. I love this so much, and I've failed so many times learning how to do this. This is truly the best technique. So any good dish deserves a good sauce or dipping sauce. I like using 2 different types of soy sauce. Just adds a little more depth of flavor. You could certainly just use one. We're going to get some green onion. We're going to get some garlic in there. I think the garlic's really important. And this sauce is totally better if you make it the day before and let it sit in the refrigerator. That's some sambal, which is spicy chili paste. Little squeeze of some freshness, some acid, so that the sauce doesn't seem too heavy. And here's a very secret ingredient: fish sauce. Most people kind of sneer at this and they think it's gross. It's like adding salt. It's not like on par with like an anchovy, which is odd to some people, but you've had it in food and you didn't realize it was there and you thought it was really good. So if you can move past the thought, fish sauce is a really great ingredient. You might put it in your refrigerator one day. So that does a lot better refrigerated for a few hours, lets all the flavors come together. So there'll be a link below describing all this, more about pork belly, all the tips, something you can share with your friends and your family, and you'll have the best. Take care.